So today we're actually going into the exciting topic of holiday and seasonal SEO. Yeah, round of applause, thank you. So get ready to learn some valuable tips on optimizing your business's peak season keywords. Seasonality affects every business, impacting engagement, reach, sales, and traffic throughout the year. It's crucial to understand how to leverage seasonality to your advantage. By optimizing your business's keywords during high demand seasons, you can boost your visibility to potential customers and capture more revenue.
Yo, Max, you want to tell us some examples of some businesses that are seasonal businesses?
Yeah, sure. So we could look at something like a ski resort, right? A snow ski resort, not a jet ski, okay? Someone made a little error earlier, but I won't say her. It's someone in this room. But ski resorts, for example, they're very popular in the winter, obviously, because there's a lot of snowfall, and that's when people are coming out. So during summer, they usually have to shift their business model to away from skis and other things, and they might open up mountain bike tracks or dirt biking or other things that can be done in the other seasons, not just winter.
So there are two primary types of seasonal SEO strategies. There's time-based and event-based. All right. So time-based strategies focus on larger seasons like summer or winter, as Max just mentioned, or specific time periods like, you know, your Christmases, your Halloweens, your St. Patrick's Days, you know. For example, right now it's freezing in Melbourne.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was at the bus stop this morning and just could not stop shaking, man.
Max, you want to give us some examples of maybe some businesses in Melbourne that are taking advantage of it being really cold right now?
Yeah, sure. So we could look at something like coffee shops where they're selling warm drinks, which is obviously a very popular winter style drink. We have Starbucks. I was in Melbourne Central this morning at the station, and there was a huge line just coming out of Starbucks. It was like 7, 8 a.m. So there's definitely a lot more people looking for coffee during the winter months. Even maybe hot chocolate, pastries, just anything warm and cozy.
Wait, so I'm not from here, so give me the benefit of the doubt, okay? So if it's not winter, do Melburnians not drink coffee?
No, they definitely do. I think just people are more inclined or likely to get more coffee in the winter months.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just to warm up, you know? Yeah, so one important thing about seasonal SEO is that when you have a lot of intense competition, you want your business to stand out in a unique way. So one way you can do this is by elaborating. By marketing your products or services during periods of high demand, you can increase your visibility and attract more customers and ultimately drive more revenue to your business.
Yeah, I totally agree about the competition part, because if your business is relying on it doing well only in certain periods, like you really have to capitalize.
You have to adapt.
You have to adapt and really capitalize on that period of time. Hey.
Exactly.
Sorry, you can continue. Sorry to cut you off.
That's fine. This is especially crucial for businesses offering seasonal items, as peak time sales help balance out low demand months. So as mentioned earlier, the ski resorts, you'll often see them open up mountain bike parks and dirt bike parks during the summer months and like the warmer months. And then in the colder months when it starts to begin snowing, then they'll open up the ski resorts again.
Yeah.
It's a good example of them sort of adapting.
I got a good one. Like, so I'm from Singapore. So like there's this brand in Singapore, right? And it only opens, and like the shop is there all year round.
Yeah.
But they only open, or like they only sell things like during the start of the year and Chinese New Year. Like this what do you call it? We call it bakwa, okay? So we call it bakwa. And it's like caramelized roasted pork.
Oh, that sounds
and
good.
they do all their sales within like 2 months.
Oh my god.
They all do all their sales within 2 months, and then they close the shop for the rest of the year. Yeah, no joke.
Oh my god.
And they make all their money in those 2 months.
Sounds kind of nice, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a Chinese New Year thing. So and that's an extreme example of a seasonal business.
Yeah, but it works, obviously.
Yeah, so that's taking advantage of, you know, peak periods of time for your business.
Definitely. Seasonal SEO can also generate a higher return on investment compared to other marketing strategies. It's more of a long-term style investment, whereas other ones like AdWords, when you stop paying, you stop seeing the benefits, which makes SEO very unique in that sense.
So we utilize analytical tools to track behavior changes and discover relevant keywords and determine trends within your website. All right, and I'm just gonna show you all an example, okay, of how this is actually not so easy.
All right.
Okay, so Max, let's play a little game, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
So we'll play word association. Okay. So back and forth, like come up with like a term like a word relating to the word autumn.
Autumn?
Yeah.
Leaf.
I didn't say go yet, and I don't cheat, okay?
My bad.
Alright,
Sorry.
go.
Leaf.
Orange.
Tree.
Cardigan.
Sweater.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Starbucks.
Uggs.
Boot.
You see, it's not that easy, you know.
Yeah, you really put it into it.
It's not that easy. You did well. You did well. Well done. Fair play. I'll take an L on that one. So yeah, doing proper keyword research is really important.
Exactly. Yeah. So during our work with our client, Sydney Tallships, as I mentioned earlier, we noticed a huge spike in clicks on pages using the keyword vivid, with one of our targeted keywords going from 0 to 33 clicks in just like one night. After looking into why this suddenly happened, we found out that the spike occurred during the Sydney Vivid Festival, meaning this popular light installation event was able to drive significant traffic to our client. This goes to show the value of researching event-specific keywords for your content. So I
have a question.
Yeah.
So for this client, did we just use the word vivid because of Sydney Vivid Festival into like Sydney Tallship's website?
No, so this was completely by accident.
Oh.
Yeah, we had some articles that were using the word vivid just naturally for whatever reason, and we noticed a very sudden like spike in clicks. And upon like kind of looking into it, we found out about the Sydney Vivid Festival.
Right.
And so what we learned is that maybe we should be looking more into events like happening around the areas of our clients because of these sorts of things. And we can actually we could have capitalized on more. Yeah.
Right. So this is an example of event-based
Yeah, exactly.
strategy.
Yeah. That occurred very recently, actually. Yeah.
Interesting.
So bringing it back to the main topic, what we'd really recommend is to start optimizing your content. You can really take away that from our example just previously. So once you've identified event-specific keyword, it's time to really optimize your content with said keywords. For example, we can do festive design elements. Give your website a festive look by incorporating holiday-themed design elements, add seasonal banners, icons, and even color schemes to create a joyful atmosphere that aligns with the holiday spirit.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How does like sort of these imagery or graphic elements get picked up by SEO, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I don't think it's more for SEO, it's more for user experience, which user experience ties very strongly in with SEO.
Yeah, good one, Max.
Yeah. So if you want your SEO to improve, giving your users a very good experience is very important. It's one of the...
Yeah.
I think it's one of the 4 most important things you could do.
So more clicks, more time spent on the page brings up the website, the rankings.
Exactly. More likely they're going to visit other pages of a website, and all that looks good through Google, like very good through the algorithm.
Remember that seasonal SEO is an ongoing process. All right, so start during the ramp-up period leading up to the peak time by pushing out content to increase brand awareness and prepare customers. The engaging period is when your product is high in demand, so encourage immediate action. So a good example that I thought of, right, which I didn't even realize that it was like sort of an SEO strategy, was where I'm from, Singapore, like we don't use Amazon, we use like Lazada and Shopee. Have you heard of these brands? Okay. So when you're on there, like they give you like these like 30-minute, like during peak periods, like your Christmases, like Singles Day types. Yeah. They give you these coupons and they ask you to spend on something like within the next like 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's really clever. It's
really
a way,
pushes you, right?
Yeah, it's a way for these. It's a way to get immediate action from customers.
Yeah, definitely.
When they're on the website.
Yeah, they feel that time pressure, really.
Yep. However, during the slowdown period, transition towards promoting other products that your audience may need, and this also serves as time that companies can prepare for the next peak period, like the next ramp-up period.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you can't expect, if you recognize that you have a seasonal business, it's like, I would say it's unrealistic to kind of have it on a high every single time, or you can have another strategy that can make the low period as high as the peak period.
Yeah,
if that
definitely.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, so low periods are used for businesses to sort of prepare for the next.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
So to bring it back to our previous client,
Yeah.
Sydney Tall Ships, we have an example here. So Sydney Tall Ships experienced a significant increase in quarterly review results during the warmer summer months, when people were more likely to seek scenic cruises. As you know, you would want to get a nice weather when you're going on your dinner cruise, for example. So as winter approached, there was a noticeable drop in traffic, emphasizing the importance of preparing content during the ramp-up period before the surge in traffic.
And lastly, your business is going to need annual content updates. So don't forget to update your content every single year, because Christmas last year is not going to look the same as Christmas next year.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? Things change so fast, right?
Got to adapt.
Yep. So make sure you repurpose your previous content, adding relevant information and remove anything unnecessary. It's kind of like, you know, those houses that like, you know that they've been using the same Christmas tree for the last 10 years.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and every year it just looks worse and worse and worse.
They just haven't taken it down.
That's it. You always got to stay updated. So by staying on top of your seasonal SEO game, you'll continue driving customers to explore your products and services.
Thank you all so much for watching the SEO Sydney podcast. I've been Max, and this has been Aidan. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you have anything to add, please make sure to head down to the comments down below and just say whatever you want to say. Also, go to the SEO Sydney website so that you can get a free quote from us on our contact page. Anyway, see ya.